Imagine a network of paths woven across continents, bridging the East and West. Welcome to the Silk Road, the ancient world's lifeline of trade and cultural exchange. Stretching thousands of miles, from the imperial city of Xi'an to the shores of the Mediterranean, the Silk Road was more than a mere route for commerce. It was a melting pot of civilizations. For over a millennium, this intricate web of routes facilitated the exchange of not only silk but also spices, gold, and ideas that shaped the world. Our journey will take us through time, exploring the rise and fall of empires, the adventurers who dared to traverse these paths, and the enduring legacy of the Silk Road. Join us as we embark on an epic tale of human endeavor, resilience, and the quest for connection that defined an era. This is the story of the Silk Road. The Silk Road did not emerge from a singular decision or decree. It was the result of a series of economic, cultural, and geopolitical factors that aligned over centuries. The primary force behind the Silk Road's creation was the demand for luxury goods in the West, especially silk from China, which was highly valued for its beauty and rarity. As empires in the East and West expanded, so did their desire for wealth and exotic goods, which included not just silk, but also spices, precious metals, and jewels. The Silk Road also arose from the human curiosity and desire to explore the unknown. It was a pathway for adventurers and merchants driven by the promise of fortune and discovery. Furthermore, the consolidation of power by certain empires, like the Han Dynasty in China and the Roman Empire in the West, provided the stability necessary for such long-distance trade to flourish. These empires built and maintained the routes, provided security, and facilitated trade, laying the groundwork for the Silk Road's enduring legacy. Thus, the Silk Road was born out of necessity, curiosity, and the relentless human pursuit to connect and exchange not just goods but ideas and cultures that would forever alter the course of history. The Silk Road's foundation is a tale of connection. It began as a network of faint trails used by nomadic traders and herdsmen stretching across the heart of Asia. These trails slowly transformed into a web of routes connecting the mighty civilizations of China in the east with the Mediterranean cultures in the west. It was during the reign of Emperor Wu of the Han Dynasty, around 130 BCE, that the Silk Road truly began to take shape. The emperor sent his envoy, Zhang Qian, on a mission to the western regions, and it was this expedition that marked the formal establishment of the Silk Road. The Silk Road was not built in a day, nor by one single entity. It was the collective effort of many cultures, traders, and governments, all seeing the value in such an interconnected world. Trade posts sprang up like stars in a constellation, each a hub of cultural and economic exchange, where the East met the West, and where the Silk Road found its enduring strength. The foundation of the Silk Road is thus a testament to humanity's drive for commerce, communication, and connection, creating a legacy that would resonate for millennia. As dawn broke over the ancient world, the Silk Road began to flourish, becoming the backbone of trade and cultural exchange between continents. This rise was fueled by the insatiable demand for luxurious silk in the Roman Empire and the wealth of the Chinese empires that controlled the silk production. The Silk Road didn't just carry silk, it became a conduit for a myriad of precious goods, spices from India, gold and metals from the Mediterranean, and horses from Central Asia. With trade came the exchange of ideas, art, religion, and technology. Buddhism spread from India to China and beyond, while innovations like papermaking and gunpowder traveled westward. The rise of the Silk Road is marked by the rise of great caravanserais, fortress-like inns where travelers could rest, resupply, and exchange stories. The safety of these routes was paramount. Empires like the Han and the later Tang dynasty in China, the Parthian Empire, and the Byzantines all played their part in patrolling and maintaining stretches of the road. The Silk Road reached its zenith during the Pax Mongolica, under the rule of Genghis Khan and his successors, who established an era of peace and stability across Asia. This period allowed the Silk Road to operate at unprecedented scale, connecting traders from the far reaches of the known world and elevating the Silk Road to legendary status. The rise of the Silk Road is a story of humanity's desire to reach beyond the horizon, to seek out the unknown, and to build connections that would stand the test of time. As empires ebb and flow, so too did the Silk Road experience its inevitable decline. The fall of the Silk Road did not come from a single blow, but rather a series of events that chipped away at its foundations. The fragmentation of the Mongol Empire, which had so effectively safeguarded the trade routes, led to increasing instability and danger for travelers. Maritime trade routes, pioneered by the likes of the Portuguese and the Spanish, began to offer safer, more efficient paths for goods to travel between East and West. The devastating spread of the Black Death, carried along the very routes that had been channels of prosperity, further weakened the networks that supported the Silk Road. And as the Ottoman Empire rose to power, it sought to assert control over the trade in its region, imposing heavy taxes and restrictions that made the Silk Road less viable. The once vibrant thoroughfare of cultures began to fade, giving way to new eras and new routes. Yet, the legacy of the Silk Road remains indelible in the tapestry of human history. The Silk Road may have fallen from its lofty perch as the heart of global trade, but its spirit of cultural exchange and curiosity lives on, inspiring us to build new bridges in an ever-connected world. The Silk Road, a network of trade routes that once connected the East to the West, has left an indelible mark on the history of civilization. It was more than a conduit for silk, spices, and wealth. It was a highway of ideas, technology, and culture. The Silk Road facilitated the spread of religions such as Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity, which found new homes and hearts along the way. It was along these routes that the East shared the secret of papermaking, a gift that would revolutionize communication and record-keeping in the West. Mathematics, astronomy, and medicine traveled these roads too, with scholars sharing knowledge that would shape the Renaissance and beyond. The influence of the Silk Road can be seen in the fusion of architectural styles, in the blending of languages, and in the culinary cross-pollination that gave us new flavors and dishes. Today, the Silk Road's legacy is woven into the very fabric of the nations it touched, a testament to the enduring power of exchange and connectivity. As we look back on the Silk Road, we see not just a trade route, but a bridge between worlds that brought humanity closer together, one journey at a time. The Silk Road was a melting pot of cultures, resulting in a rich tapestry of shared traditions, art, and philosophies. Innovations, including papermaking, printing, gunpowder, and the compass, were disseminated along the Silk Road, profoundly shaping the development of societies. The exchange of spices and recipes along the Silk Road has had a lasting impact on world cuisine, with many dishes still reflecting this historical blend of flavors. The Silk Road facilitated the spread of languages and literature, with many stories and ideas being translated and passed along the route. It set the stage for global trade, prefiguring the interconnected economies we see today. The Silk Road also played a role in the spread of diseases, most notably the Black Death, which had profound consequences for the populations along the route. Currently, there are initiatives like China's Belt and Road Initiative that seek to revive the connectivity and economic spirit of the ancient Silk Road. The Silk Road was not only a network of trade routes, but also a bustling marketplace of the ancient world. It was the economic superhighway of its time, where merchants from diverse backgrounds came together, driven by the universal language of commerce. Caravans laden with silk from China, spices from India, and gold from Persia traversed these routes, fostering an early form of globalization. The Silk Road facilitated the rise of merchant classes and the concept of credit, while cities along the way, like Samarkand and Bukhara, flourished into hubs of wealth and cultural exchange. The business conducted on the Silk Road did more than just move goods. It spread innovations such as paper money and banking systems. It was a place where partnerships were formed and the economic fate of nations was negotiated. The Silk Road's bustling trade has left an indelible mark on the way we conduct business today, reminding us that economic ties can bind even the most distant cultures. As we journeyed along the ancient pathways of the Silk Road, we've seen the imprints of countless footsteps that have woven a tapestry of shared history. From the sands of the desert to the peaks of the mountains, these routes have not only carried silk and spices, but also ideas and dreams. The Silk Road stands as a testament to humanity's enduring spirit of exploration and exchange. As we part ways with this historic trail, let us carry forward its legacy of connecting worlds, fostering understanding, and enriching the human experience. Thank you for traveling through time with us on this Silk Road adventure.